everyone, welcome to your WWE RAW review. Let's get straight into things. Stone Cold Steve Austin makes his return and kicks off Monday Night Raw. He talks about Dallas, Texas, says that's where he started his career, and a certain someone called The Rock came in as well. He says, give me a hell yeah. Talks about Lesnar being on the Stone Cold podcast later that night, and then introduces The Undertaker. Out comes Undertaker. He talks about Hell in a Cell and says where he's going to take Lesnar will make the depths of hell look like the gates of heaven. Out comes Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman talks about how Brock wants revenge for SummerSlam and how that match finished, and how Taker wants revenge for WrestleMania 30. Taker then says that he's a man that has nothing to lose, basically, and then the pair stand off, and Brock walks down to the ring, but then doesn't get in the ring and walks back. The first fight is John Cena and the Dudley Boys versus the New Day. The winners of the match are the New Day, and after the match, the Dudley Boys put Xavier Woods through a table. Dean Ambrose talks about how he wants a fight with Harper and Strowman, and he's not letting anyone get in his way. This was a backstage segment. The next match was Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella versus Team Bad, and Nikki Bella and Alicia Fox pick up the victory. The next segment was Shawn Michaels. He made his return to Raw. He comes out, talks about Hell in a Cell, and says how he was in the very first Hell in a Cell with The Undertaker. Talks about both cell matches, obviously not only The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar, but also Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt. Then Seth Rollins comes out and says Shawn was supposed to introduce Seth Rollins for the next match. Says the orders came from Shawn Michaels' best friend Triple H, and says he needs to talk about Seth Rollins. HBK says Rollins is happy to watch Michaels' version 2, and Rollins responds by saying that HBK is jealous because of the WrestleMania moment that he had at WrestleMania, obviously cashing in the briefcase, saying it's bigger than anything Shawn Michaels has done at WrestleMania. Then Rollins hit my music. His music doesn't hit. HBK says Rollins has a match next against Ryback, and then he says hit my music, and HBK's music hits. So the next match is Seth Rollins versus Ryback, with the winner being Seth Rollins. Then it was a 6-man tag match. It was Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro and Neville versus King Barrett, Rusev and Sheamus. The winners of this match are Barrett, Rusev and Sheamus. Then the next segment of the match was another superstar returning, which was Ric Flair. He came out to talk about WrestleMania, how Dallas is the host for WrestleMania 32. He also announces that Dean Ambrose is tagging with Roman Reigns tonight against the Wyatts. Out comes Roman Reigns, and out comes the Wyatt family with Braun Strowman and the returning Eric Rowan. Then Roman talks about how he wants it to be face-to-face between them two, so he gets 2 chairs and places them in the ring. Bray gets in the ring and takes a seat along with Roman. And Roman calls Bray a bully that digs power through fear, and that he's scared to be alone. And then Reigns talks about Hell in a Cell. Then, at the end of the segment, Reigns attempts the Wyatts attempt to attack Roman Reigns, with Roman Reigns grabbing a chair and hitting the Wyatts with them. Ambrose comes out to help. Then that's the end of that segment. It goes to backstage segment with HBK, who's with Triple H, Stephanie and Rollins. HBK says to Triple H and Steph that the man, Seth Rollins, should partner Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Rollins is obviously like, no, I've already wrestled once, etc. HBK says the Authority want to protect him like a kid. Rollins gets a bit annoyed by that, and then he says that he is the man and he'll partner Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. So there's a little Shield reunitement tonight on Raw. The next match is Charlotte versus Brie Bella, with the winner being Charlotte. Paige was watching the match backstage, so it cuts to her for a backstage segment, and Renee Young says Paige is the prime suspect for taking out Natalya on SmackDown. Paige goes off on one about who it could have been, saying it could have been anyone from past or present divas. The next match is Mark Henry versus Kevin Owens, the winner being Kevin Owens by doing a pop-up powerbomb on Mark Henry. Ryback comes out and attacks Owens after the match. Rollins talks about teaming with Ambrose and Reigns by saying it's just about proving he's the man and it's not anything to do with a Shield reunitement or anything like that. Then the main event of Raw is a 6-man tag, surprise, surprise, with Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins versus the Wyatt family. Through this match, Rollins walks off from the other two Shield members, and the winners of the match are Wyatts via a DQ, because Roman Reigns is stuck in Braun Strowman's finisher move. I can't remember what it's called, but it's that submission move. So Dean Ambrose grabs a kendo stick and whacks Braun Strowman with it, which means the Wyatts won via DQ. And then Reigns takes out the Wyatt family after the match. I thought this Raw was a pretty good Raw, actually. There was a lot that happened, a lot of superstars, legends returning just for interview segments with Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, Ric Flair. Obviously, Undertaker and Lesnar was on the show. It seems like whenever WWE get low ratings for Raw, they always turn to the legends to come back. But it was good seeing some of them back. Obviously, I know we've seen Ric Flair back recently quite a bit because of his daughter. But Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels haven't been on Raw for a while, so that was nice seeing them. I'd rate this Raw an 8.5 out of 10. It was good, but it could have been better. I mean, the wrestling side of things wasn't great as in terms of the matches, but hopefully things are on the up. I'll be back to do a Hell in a Cell predictions video. That should be coming up about Friday or Saturday, because in case there's any matches changes or added to the card, because I've heard Randy Orton is injured, so that might change one of the matches at least. So we'll see what happens with that. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's not the best review, but I am still improving at this, and I hope I am getting better. Leave your comments below on what you thought of this Raw. Thank you, and goodbye.
I had a dream that I made it here in the spotlight. Woke up, see my life in the shade, nah, it's not quite. Hustling every day, I'm on my way to that job light. It's my destiny to be bigger, yeah, I got fight. And all that visions are sitting high on my own gold throne. Never listening criticism, my